Good morning. It's currently 1:30 a.m. I wasn't able to work in the workshop last night, but I went to bed around 8 p.m. so I could wake up super early and keep working on my dream. So last night I got through 3 of those checkpoints. I'm just going to continue on this morning, and I'm going to start with center punching those holes. I'm a bit concerned with getting the center punch exactly perpendicular to the workpiece, so I'm going to do it in the staking set. So now I've made the center punch marks a bit bigger, so I think the drill should pick those holes up pretty nicely and stay on course without drifting too much. These drill bits are called Eureka drill bits, and not to be confused with the Eureka brand of drill bit. I bought these from Beko Technique, which is a watch supply house, and basically the drill bit has 2 straight flutes. So this will help the tool not wander too much from the center point, but also on the downside it doesn't really allow for chip removal that well. So the 1mm drill bit is to drill the guide pin holes and also the balance wheel drill, because I want to open that up in the lathe, and I don't want the same issue as before where I made the hole too big and I couldn't correct the center position. And the 1.3mm is to open the screw hole. Now I'm not going to close the vise too much because I don't want the workpiece to lift up by any small means, so I'm just going to have a little bit of friction, but I'm just going to hold it by hand for most of the work. I didn't go all the way through the brass because I don't think I'm going to go down the route for the exposed pins. At this point in time, I think it's going to create a lot more headaches when I come to do the surface finishing of the watch bridges if I have the exposed pins. So I'm just going to try it this way, see how it turns out, see how the exposed pins turns out, and then I'll be able to determine which path that I'm going to take. Now I'm going to countersink the hole for the screw that holds the balance wheel bridge to the main plate. Then I'm going to turn up some guide pins in the lathe. In one of my previous videos I was talking about the exposed guide pins, and from that a watchmaker actually reached out to me and he provided me with these PDF documents, and basically what they are: the tolerance diameter for a hole and its corresponding pin, and what's the minimum and maximum tolerances of each to get the fit requirement for the type of application. And he actually translated it into English for me, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. So for me, the type of application is guiding pins bridge, and the adjustment type is tight, and it says here recommendation H5 P5 with the different min, max, and average microns. So H5 is +4 +0, so that's the min and maximum tolerance you want with any diameter of bore hole you're creating. So if it's a 1mm hole, it's to be 1.000 or 1.004. So for my example, this is P5. So I go down to P5 and it says +10 +6. So if I've drilled a 1mm hole, the average, and I go by these averages, the difference the average difference would be 6 microns. So if I drilled a perfect 1.000 millimeter hole, well, then the pin on average should be a difference of 1.006 millimeters. Paper and fire do not mix. So I friction fit the pins into the workpiece. The next steps I'm going to do is fold down to the correct height and can use a feeler gauge to do that. Then I'll just cut the rough shape out and I'll be able to set it back onto the lathe and turn the underside recess and then continue with all the top recesses, and probably going to have to remake that offset D bit to create the stud holder post. So I'm almost caught up to where I was initially at the end of last month. So as long as everything goes accordingly, the undecorated movement should be finished by the end of this month. That's probably all I can do for this morning. I have to, edit this video, get ready for work, but I'll be back in the workshop tonight to continue working on my watch. And I just want to thank again the watchmaker who translated and sent me this document. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.